This is part 2, or another opinion about the same, let's say, topic, subject, which is the 4-piston brakes for bicycles, and I don't mean for e-bikes, and I don't mean downhill bikes or enduro bikes or any other bikes used by those hardcore profi race maniacs, dedicated hardworking dudes which can actually brake harder even with cross-country brakes, or harder, let's say, than average Joe, whoever with the last most performance set of brakes from whatever manufacturer. This can be achieved also by technique, also by the rider physique condition, but also there are multiple factors, or not that many, but some factors which of course you can adjust for optimizing each behavior of each brake. So as we know, there are different behaviors based on the manufacturer. As we know, Shimano grabs faster and harder, bites, let's say bites harder. Avid is, as we know, very well in terms of modulation. You can also obtain, for example, a hybrid combining Magura with Shimano, which somehow maintain the same power with more modulation. I never tried this Shigura. I don't want to try. I tried different SRAM models. I don't want to ride them anymore because I don't need them and I don't like. But this is one of the factors. Another one can be the material of the pads, brake pads, not in the most simple way, if it is organic or metal, but there are different compounds from different, let's say, racing specific manufacturers, which of course in each side can grab and hold the disc more, so more friction, let's say, improved friction. In the same way, you have the rotors, which also, if they're Hope, if they're Magura, SRAM, Shimano, Tektro, Hayes, Alligator, whatever, they are built from a specific material which reacts somehow with the material of the pads, and in different circumstances like wet like dry, like muddy, like if it's hot outside, if it's cold outside, if it's winter, of course, different behavior. I don't come with nothing new in this whole topic, but I will present you why, for me, in my case, in the last period, today, and for sure in the future 4 years, 5 years, something like this, is not necessary. Maybe I actually would downgrade from the 4 piston, and why I don't like them. And it's not weight at all. Weight, even as I mentioned, will not be made into any of my discussions about this 4 piston brake system. But what could it be? As we know, the top of the range Shimano disc brake rotors came up with these fins, which as a fan, as a turbo mechanism, whatever you can call it, directs a fluid from one side to another thing that will cool down the rotor. Of course, those fins are made from aluminum, the rotor is whatever, steel, and in this way you optimize the temperature of that top of the range brake rotor. We don't talk about the price. I don't say I don't like 4 pistons because they are expensive, because the technology whatever, or because I don't afford, or I don't daily use expensive rotors. This is more a discussion in theory, not in let's say everyday use for not sponsored riders like me. If you race daily and whatever, of course you somehow need to be always 99.9 or somehow 80% from your maximum, which of course this thing will be found also in the chain, so into the moving forward, acceleration or maintaining speed, but also on deceleration in the heat in the rotors. So yeah, the high-end stuff of course is made to keep cool down that surface, so the brake fade won't appear and the braking behavior remain consistent, and why not in a safe and optimum range limits. Yeah, of course those fins are made to reduce the temperature from something which 20 years ago, let's say, would have been too much, so extreme heat, to a level, an acceptable level of heat. This doesn't mean that the disc rotor is in any way, shape or form at a low temperature. It can have, let's say, 100 degrees, 200, I don't know, I didn't search, but anyways it is not red glowing metal, but it is hot. So if we understand this principle, which is parallel into choosing for you the best brake setup, or the optimum, because best is best, but you can choose a lower, which is optimum, with some minor disadvantages, cost factors, and whatever. Of course, you can choose a good brake system, but knowing what you do with the brakes, or what you want to do with the brakes. So if you don't intend to stay with them in the steepest descents, like a cross-country racer, which can brake very, very hard, harder than whoever average rider, yeah, you need those fins. Me personally, no, because even on the same descent, possibly I can't reach the same temperature into the disc, into the brake rotor, as him. So maybe I don't even need that size of rotors. So maybe I can select one size below. That's the parallel. So you need to have in mind the temperature, and also the maximum temperature of the rotor, because if you don't cool down, if you don't heat up, you don't need to cool down. Bigger rotor, of course, is made bigger to improve this heat dissipation, not to be cool. It's actually worse if it is bigger, because it has bigger mass, sprung mass, I think. I don't know, rotational on wheels and on whatever is unsprung or sprung mass. I don't care. I know what how it's called, but whatever. It's either that or that. So a smaller disc, of course, it's faster. It don't have the same gyroscopic effect, and if you don't need dissipate heat, of course, it's better. In the same way, if you don't need at the same size of the disc, if you don't need, for example, 160, if you don't need on the 160 the model with the fins, of course, you can try the lower one, the more cheap one, let's say, without the fins, and if that one can dissipate the heat without any brake fade, it's good. It's cheaper, of course. The feel, the bite, the friction will be different. The temperature, the operating temperature will be different, as in the moto industry. Of course, all the brakes are. How the brakes are? The ceramic disc in the auto and in MotoGP and different other sports, of course, they carbon ceramic brakes. They come up with a bigger stopping power, but of course they operate at a higher temperature. What happens if you have a Porsche GT3 RS or whatever Audi, and you drive it on the street. Do you actually even sometimes feel that difference? The answer is yes, you can feel the difference. You can feel a big difference from a steel version, good, we mean optimized version, not financially. Yes, you can feel differences. But is that system as consistent as the steel one? No. This means if you just start your vehicle and you have in the rotor the ambient temperature, which can be even 30, 40 Celsius, 70, 80 Fahrenheit, whatever hot day, that's still nothing compared to hundreds or 1,000 degree how they operate in racing and engineered whatever specific case. So in the real life, of course, that big rotor can be just as useless as the carbon ceramic brakes at a lower temperature. Of course, they can bring you disadvantages, like for carbon ceramic, they cost a lot. Now the prices are high, but not mind-blowing as 10 years ago. But anyways, the bigger rotor for a bicycle comes up with, as I said, the weight, which is not important. I said it's not important the weight of the caliper, not of the disc, as I mentioned. In this case, of course, if you have a bigger rotor, that means it is at ambiental temperature. I ride in a flat city, which means usually the temperature in both front and rear disc will be minimum, or in the most not experimental but real situation, maximum a medium level temperature with even a smaller size rotor, so not the big 200 or whatever. For you, I opened this Instagram older video, which represents me going down a hill and pedaling, let's say, downhill with the brake. There is actually some I think oil which produced that smoke, but anyway, that was hot, let's say, and for me it was a big temperature, actually big temperature, unobtainable if I didn't push the biggest hill in the Bucharest, specifically to make the contact between pads and disc. At the beginning, when you change the pads and disc, they don't grab, you are not sure where is that the friction, what is the input you usually need to use, and as in the car industry is recommended after changing the pads and the disc to take care to stay safe a while until everything starts to be in the optimum standard conditions. Is this important if we think at this, let's say, details? Apparently unnecessary and stupid details. Whoever cares about this, oh, the disc rotor size, oh, what a stupid subject. I think yes, because if you choose the brake manufacturer, if you choose the pads, if you choose the disc, if you choose the disc size, if you choose the disc size, and also to have fins, so it is more it is better into dissipating heat because you operate at a big value of heat, or if you choose one which you need to actually make a little hotter faster and to not dissipate, to maintain the small heat you input, because of course if it's hot but not too hot, the brake will actually snap better. It will feel more natural if you don't exaggerate with the heat and brake fade appear. So in this specific condition, the part 2 as I presented is about 4 pistons, but to talk about the 4 pistons, firstly we need to understand the heat in the rotor, why we need a big or a small size rotor, and how we adjust and play with the temperature in our brake systems.